there was a SEAL that spent who was really bad, like struggling bad. Went to the jungle for a couple weeks and did multiple sessions of ayahuasca therapy. Completely changed his life. Became an amazing human being. I freaking love him to death. He's like the coolest person you ever want to hang out with.
Is this who we were talking about last night?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's amazing.
To even hear that come out of your mouth is
pretty
insane. Cool. But
yeah, I don't like, you know, I didn't ask him for permission to talk about him, so I don't think I should. But he owes his life to psychedelic assisted therapy. And his introduction to it was ayahuasca ceremonies down in Peru, like, you know, where they've literally been doing these for thousands and thousands of years safely.
Yeah.
He went from being literally probably in the worst place ever to the best place ever. And then he had to take that back with him to the States. And he learned Kundalini yoga while he was down there. And that helped him just continue on the success he's at now. And now he's an amazing individual, helping like everybody. And so I guess in a roundabout way, he had funded another guy to go get similar treatment, except it wasn't ayahuasca, it was Ibogaine, what they did the Time article about. And Ibogaine was initially studied and used for addiction. Mm-hmm. There's nothing else on the planet that can curb addiction overnight like Ibogaine. You know, that's why when I hear about Gabe, like it upsets me, because I know if we could have got him an Ibogaine treatment, he'd fucking be here today with us, you know? Yeah. It's unbelievable. And the reason it's not here is because it's that good, right?
Yeah.
Little bit of risk to it. But if you do all the proper screening, like there's no risk. You know, the ones that it's risk, you screen out and you can't do it. And this individual got better overnight. Same thing, same story, wow. Except he didn't spend time in a jungle. He went to a retreat center that administered Ibogaine. So Amber was working with him and a doctor at the time. And, you know, behind the scenes, they basically got the money together and they were able to get me to one of the retreat centers. And I went kicking and screaming because, like, probably like you, I grew up, you know, kid on Long Island, went to all boys Catholic high school, drank some beer, you know, I never did drugs, didn't even know what really they were.
Yeah.
And so for me, all drugs were bad. Psychedelics were psychedelics. They were crazy, right? Counterculture, 60s, you know, Woodstock. So when I heard about this, I mean, I was like, this is nuts. Like most of the guys, you know, that are going through this treatment are the same way. A lot of them that haven't done the research, they hear about it and they go, this is fucking crazy. But what they do is they trust that like 10 of their other friends went and gotten better. So they say, well, I trust you. So like, I'll go. So I did my research. It took me about a year. No, it was less than a year. I think Amber was working on this for a year, but by the time it got to me, you know, there's a couple months, like, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. I wind up finally saying yes because I was tired.
Yeah.
And nothing else worked. Nothing else worked. And I remember going, you know, don't expect this to work. Like nothing else has. I don't know how you expect taking some psychedelic is supposed to like free me or clean me up or save me. And so, you know, I went to this retreat center, and the medicine is prescribed per your body weight. So what I would take is different from what you would take. You take they call it like a handshake dose to make sure your body doesn't react. It's about 45 minutes. It's just a light dose. It's like a micro dose. It's like drinking, half a beer. You don't feel it. They just want to see, is your body good? My body was good. They gave me the flood dose, and within like an hour, 2 hours, you start hearing some buzzing. And again, Ibogaine. So what Ibogaine is an alkaloid of the Iboga root, Iboga plant, shrub. It's grown in West Africa. I think the plant has 13 alkaloids, similar to like, cannabis has 200 cannabinoids, and you pull THC and CBD and CBN. Iboga and Ibogaine are the same. Iboga has 13 different like alkaloids in there that, scientists can pull and do experiments. Well, Ibogaine is the big daddy, and it's the one that really curbs addiction.
So Ibogaine is the most powerful.
It's the most powerful psychedelic on the planet, hands down.
Before we go into your experience and kind of the journey through that, I want to bring your wife Amber up here and kind of talk to her about what it was like when you were experiencing all these symptoms.
Yeah.
But before we break, real quick, I'm curious, and I think I know the answer, but everybody talks about the symptoms, rage, anxiety, depression, insomnia,
impulsivity,
impulsiveness,
nightmares.
But do you forget what the hell you're talking about a lot of times in mid-sentence? Like it'll happen to me. It happens to me all the time. It happens to me when I'm interviewing.
It used
happens to me.
It used
on
to.
the phone.
Is it happening now?
It's frustrating. Not like at this moment, but it's frustrating because I'll be interviewing, I'll be talking to my parents, my friends, and I get frustrated because mid-sentence, I'll just forget what the hell I was talking about, and then I have to verbalize why I quit talking, and it's
maybe we need to get you treated.
Well,
but that's the thing. Yes, and that is that's the awareness, being present, being focused. Like you're talking, but maybe your mind's going somewhere else. So now you're mid-sentence and you forget the second part of your. When you're focused and you're talking, and you're in it, like you should be able to go. So if you're not, there's some kind of disconnect going on in your head, right? Like that's your mind. That's nothing else but something going on in your mind. I'm not a doctor to tell you what that is, but that's a symptom.
That I was curious if
absolutely.
You experienced that.
Absolutely is a symptom.
And this got rid of that.
This gets rid of. We're going to talk about what this does. I mean, this is it. It works on a few different levels. Physiologically, meaning, and this is what they're going to do. So what Stanford's going to do their study on through vets. They think that not just Ibogaine, maybe all psychedelics, actually physiologically heals the brain, helps the brain, repairs the brain. Again, I'm not going to tell you what it does, but think of the volume of your brain potentially maybe increasing.
Yeah.
Instead of like a degenerative brain disease, dementia, Parkinson's, decreases the volume of your brain, right? It like basically dies. This is like helping you. So it works on the physiological level. It works on psychospiritual level, meaning trauma. Like that's where psychedelics really go to work. There is no hiding from psychedelics.
Yeah.
When you take it in a hero dose, they call it a flood dose, big dose, where you can't walk around. Like you have to be in a bed, monitored by a therapist, doctor. You can't hide from the medicine. Whatever you experienced, the shit that's holding you back, what may be causing your depression, may be causing everything in your life to be full of turmoil. It could be buried in your subconscious. Maybe it's stuff that you've compartmentalized and you put away, because we're really good at that. What Ibogaine does really fucking well and what other psychedelics do, psilocybin, LSD, ayahuasca. It goes down there and it just fucking rips it out and it shows you. It just puts it right in front of you and says, here, deal with this right now.
Hey everybody, I'm Shawn Ryan. Click here to subscribe to the Shawn Ryan Show YouTube channel for the hottest and most compelling interviews that you will not see anywhere else. I've also made a playlist of all the previous SRS episodes so they're easy to find. You can find that right here.